Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Figuring It Out God's Way. My name is Aggie and I'm your host, so welcome to my channel. This is the place where we talk about things that are seemingly simple, but yet will set you up to win. Today's episode is about making sure that we do not drift away. I'm calling it See Well, Think Well, and Walk Well. Let's figure it out. Welcome back. So today, first, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure to do so. Make sure to like and spread the word. I decided to create this channel because I want to make sure I leave something great behind for my children. So everything that I'm putting out on this channel is from the heart and for legacy reasons. So get your kids as well. I don't care if they're 18 or 30, get them to subscribe to my channel so that they can have those conversations or that input that perhaps you're not able to give to them, or they can find the wisdom that they perhaps are not able to openly talk to you about. Okay, thank you so much for doing that. So today I want to talk to us about making sure that we do not drift away. The word drift has something subtle about it. You know, it happens in a way that is not so obvious. It happens slowly, it sneaks up on us. And I remember a time in my life where this sneaked up on me. So I'm originally from Uganda and I'm currently living in Berlin, Germany. I say currently because I expect God to one of these days or one day move me to wherever the next stop is supposed to be. So I'm living here, and when I moved to this country, I moved away from everything that was familiar to me, everything that gave me a sense of security. And I learned that that is probably one of the best things that happened to me, because I learned to cultivate my relationship with God. I learned how to pray. I learned how to seek God. I started reading the word more than ever because I was in an environment where I just couldn't pick up the phone and call my dad, and get things fixed by him, so to speak. And by losing that physical distance to my earthly father, I gained much deeper proximity to my heavenly Father. And I prayed, and I saw God do miracles. I was working and studying at the same time when I had just arrived here, and the presence of God was so precious to me that no matter how busy I was making time. I had built such a beautiful altar, and I was experiencing miracle after miracle after miracle. And as is with many people, when you are seeking God, usually you start out from a place of fear or anxiety because you're in an unfamiliar space and you want God to tell you what to do. And that was the case with me, and I cried out to him, and as true as he is to his word, he heard me and he helped me. And I was, experiencing miracle after miracle after miracle. I even believe that I literally experienced angels, because every time I asked for help, God sent it. He used people from all over the world. There's a specific example, and I've made an episode about it, about a lady who I encountered at the train station. And it turned out, I was at a time where I needed to extend my visa and I didn't want to ask my parents for help and so on and so forth. And she happened to cross roads with me at a train station. If you're interested in how the story ends, please watch the episode. I'm happy to link it in the description so you can find it easily. But I really believe that she, for example, was an angel. And those encounters came from me spending a lot of time with God. But the same way you spend a lot of time with God, it comes with blessing. You start to get the things that you were seeking God for. And that is what happened with my life. I sought God, I found God, he found me, I drew near to him, he drew near to me. And then I started getting all the things that I was praying for, and then I became busy and complacent. I neglected the routine that I had built. I would never leave the house without, really taking the time to do my prayer time, my worship time. Every night was worship time for me. Like I was in heaven on earth. And then as the things that I was praying to God for started flowing in, I became more and more distanced. I didn't really fully disconnect, but then I drifted away. And as I drifted away, I started thinking more in a carnal way. And I forgot about the supernatural hand of God. And it wasn't later that another incident happened where I was like, oh, I need to find my father. And that I realized, oh my God, Aggie, you had drifted. You had drifted, but I thank God that He says that He'll never leave us or forsake us, because He uses every situation to make sure that His chosen ones stay as close to Him as possible. And I believe that regardless of how uncomfortable that incident that brought me back it was the hand of God. And it was Him showing me, my child, do not drift away. I am your source of everything you need. And so stay close to me. And I'm making this episode for everyone who is, I don't care at what stage you are in your spiritual walk. I don't care how blessed you are. I don't care if you are like holding on to Jesus and going like, I don't know where I'm going to get my next meal from. Or if you are living your best life. We need Him all the time, and we have to make sure that we stay awake and aware and that we do not drift away. For me, drifting away came from a place of actually being blessed. I was getting the things that I was praying for. I wasn't like even yet like at the ultimate, but I was like, there's a flow here, I can feel it. And feeling that flow kind of made me relax. So that's the first thing. The other thing is busyness crept up on me. And I don't even know how all of a sudden I thought that I was busy, because I was busier when I was a student, because I was working in the night and studying during the day, and then having all of these assignments and having all of these, like internships and things that I had to do. And yet I still maintained a routine and a place with God. I prayed when I was working, I prayed when I was cooking, I prayed when I was doing my walks, I prayed when I was doing my assignments. I was like in the secret place. I was dwelling with Him all the time. And yet I was at my very, very busiest. Like there was hardly any time for me to rest, relax, because in my free time I had to study, like I had to do the assignments and stuff, and then I had to study, like attend the lectures, and then I had to work, and all of this was happening, but I was still finding time. But as soon as I graduated, and then I got a job, and then this and this and this, and I claimed to be busy. So if you're watching this episode and you're feeling busy, then you are slowly beginning to drift away. And this episode is a call for you to return to the Father, to return to that awareness that your job or your connections or whatever, they are not the source. God is the source. He is the holistic source that takes care of every single thing you need, from your health to your wealth to your relationships and everything. So please make sure that you do not drift away. And then the other thing is that, especially when you get into the corporate world, this is like an easy trap. You start to keep company with people that might not necessarily be believers. And if you are not cautious and you're not awakened to why are you there, you are salt and you are light, and your assignment in that room or in that space or in that organization is different from the assignment of other people. You understand kingdom principles. You understand that behind the scenes there are kingdoms that are trying to take up territory, and you are representative of God's kingdom. If you're not mindful of that all the time, everywhere and in everything that you are doing, thinking and saying, then you're probably going to start getting influenced in some form or shape by the environment, and then it starts to kind of like rub off on you. This is the point where you hear Christians starting to refer to God as the universe. You're like, Genesis 1, God created the universe. God is not the universe. He created the universe. Since when did the created thing become the creator? And those are the things that creep up on us and reveal to us that we're drifting away. So I pray for you as you watch this episode. Please go back to the Bible and read Hebrews chapter 2. I cannot read the whole chapter, but please read it and make sure that you pay attention to your heart, your ears, your mouth, your spirit, and make sure that you do not drift away. Your calling is so tied to your relationship with your Father. You are not ordinary. You are not any other human being. You are a child of God. God has given you authority. God has equipped you for a specific kingdom purpose. But if you drift away, you forfeit being able to step into that. So pay close attention to the company that you're keeping, the things that you are saying, the things that you used to think were wrong and now all of a sudden they are so right, or the things that you thought were right and all of a sudden you're taking them for granted. Pay attention to those things and draw yourself back so that you do not drift away. I hope this is going to ignite a fresh fire in you, to burn for Christ, regardless of where you are, to remember your identity as His salt and His light, and to remember that there are two kingdoms that are always in a battle. I know our kingdom of light has already won this battle, but God needs soldiers that continue to spread His light, and you are one of them. And so I hope that you reposition yourself and actually stay in your calling and do not drift away. Okay, thank you so much for watching this episode. Take care and catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.